providers around here, setting up clinics and trainings to how we can help them in this disaster. So we just want to thank you for helping us and helping us work out and carry out our mission. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have OJTI Alexander with People Housing Plus.
Good morning, everyone. In great company here today. I want to thank the council as a whole. Councilmember Green, we're headquartered in District D, but really Councilmember Harris. The project that I'd like to talk about is the redevelopment of the historic firehouse on Louisiana Avenue. It's a really exciting project. It will be 7 permanently affordable apartment units upstairs, 65-seat early childhood development center downstairs. We're addressing 2 of the city's most urgent needs. This will be the first cohabitation of affordable housing and early childhood development. It is an example of public and private sector participation and cooperation. City of New Orleans, New Orleans Redevelopment Authority. But really, our application was based on our comprehensive stewardship program. Because at the end of the day, the buildings are important, the housing is important, but it's about the people. And stewardship is what goes beyond housing. Stewardship is what, after we set our people up for success, stewardship is what helps them achieve that success and create that generational wealth and continue with continue on with that success. So again, thank you very much to the council, Councilmember Green, Councilmember Harris. We will certainly keep you up to date. Check out the progress. Check out that beautiful mural that was painted by an artist from Yaya on the front doors. And again, I'm in a really esteemed company. Keep up the good work, everybody. Thank you to the council, and thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have Robin Barnes with Make Your Move.
No, I'm not singing today. As many of you know, I am a singer, songbird of New Orleans. And I am so honored because 10 years ago, I needed to figure out my health as a musician, as a traveling artist in hospitality. And there was no affordable fitness and free fitness that could relate to me and made me feel like a community and a part of a positive movement. I started one post on Facebook and my fans showed me that need. And to faiths, we have been trying to fundraise for this free, affordable fitness, and we have succeeded by doing it self-funded, that finally being able to 10 years of advocating for support and just a little bit to help the little guy who's doing it on their own, but need that little extra help to grow. Thank you so much, because at the end of the day, as we always say, with Make Your Move, we're taking people off the sideline and into the second line. We're getting people healthy. We're getting the youth activated. We want them to learn how to be healthier and happier, because that's how we are going to make New Orleans stronger. To do those second lines, it takes effort. But at the end of the day, it's more about the prosperity and the culture of living. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have Dominique Jones-Johnson with Daughters Beyond Incarceration.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Julian Lewis Anderson, and I'm the Director of Programming for Daughters Beyond Incarceration. And this is Ryan LaCour, one of our founding mentees and youth coordinator. We wanted to thank the council for really investing and seeing the impact and power that Daughters Beyond Incarceration has in the community. New Orleans is one of the most incarcerated cities in the incarcerated state and the incarcerated country in the world. And so the work that we do is really creating youth advocates and empowering our children across the city. We're going to use this money for our after-school program and policy fellowship that's going to create legislation that impacts the 94,000 children of incarcerated parents throughout our state. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have Nadia Sanchez with Love Your Neighbor NOLA.
Hi, good morning. Thank you so much for the opportunity. So first, I want to say thank you to Councilmember Morrell and Councilmember Harris. You actually gave us funding during the Harris grant funding cycle. So thank you so much for that. Councilmember Thomas was the only funder for this grant cycle. Our organization was funded after the loss of my mom to a carjacking in 2018. Three teenagers actually participated in that carjacking. It was obviously devastating to our family. But from that, we saw a great need in the support system for families in the city. It was devastating to us to see youth incarcerated. It was devastating for us, the loss of my parent. But from that, like I said, we bore this organization out. We meet twice a month in New Orleans East. We give away diapers and wipes, clothing, shoes, any basic necessities. This is my sister Kasia. We give away basic necessities that families would need and not otherwise be able to afford. We also do 4 community events each year. Councilmember Thomas has attended, I think, almost all of those since our inception. And so we feel that our impact is great. In 2024, we'll be starting a mentoring program for moms. We have about 8 moms participating right now in that program. We're going to teach them life skills, parent education classes, career development through Delgado. They also help with financial aid support, getting them connected to financial aid to make that dream a reality. In addition, career development, we have community partners that we work with. We also work with Training Grounds, which just launched in New Orleans East to help with the parent education, bonding, building all of that relational support. So we think all of those are really key components to starting to disrupt the cycles of violence that we see. We don't want to be on the back end of violence. We want to be on the front end and build a real community support system so families feel like they have maybe what their nuclear family can't provide to them, we can assist with. So thank you so much for your funding and for believing in our organization. We're going to keep doing it in 2024. So hopefully you can all attend an event in the future. We would love to see you there and so you can meet the community and see what we're doing. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Next up, we have Kimberly, I'll probably mispronounce this, Kimberly Nod with Saul's Light. Please correct my missaying of names because I'm very bad at it.
That was very good. Last name is Novad.
Nova, there you go.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I want to thank the council for this beautiful work that you are doing. And in particular, I want to thank council members King and Moreno for your generous support for Saul's Light. And our mission is to support families that are impacted by prematurity and infant loss. I want to draw your attention to a recent article by Andrea Gallo in the Times Pick that is about the fact that prematurity and infant mortality is increasing in our community while we are seeing those rates decrease nationally. And so what you have done by supporting our mission today is to support families, which we know are the backbone of our community, and babies, which are the future of our community. So I would invite everyone standing here today to ask your friends and family about prematurity and ask about loss, because it is all of our responsibilities to pay attention to the babies that are arriving here too soon and the babies like my son who is leaving here too soon. So I want to thank you for your support from the bottom of my heart. You are investing in the future of New Orleans. Everybody knows that that begins with its babies. Lastly, I want to let you know that with the funds that we received, we are going to create a unified emergency response plan for parents who have babies that are hospitalized in the NICU, but they may have to evacuate during a hurricane or are evacuating with a medically fragile baby. The next thing we're going to work on is increasing breastfeeding rates in our community because we understand that milk is medicine. Lastly, we're going to continue creating language access for immigrant families that have to navigate through hospital systems. I want to thank you all so much, again, from the bottom of my heart, for investing in the babies and the families of New Orleans. The future of our city begins with our babies. Thank you.
Thank you. Before we get to our next speakers, Madam Clerk, we do a roll call.
Councilmember Thomas, Councilmember Green, Councilmember Morrell,
Here.
Councilmember Moreno, Councilmember King,
Here.
Councilmember Harris, Councilmember Jeruso. We have 5 members. We have a quorum.
Thank you. Councilman Thomas, you want to give some comments? I know you're going to give some comments right now, or you want to wait till the end? No, I'll wait till the end. Okay. Next up, we have Aisha Johnson with Families Helping Families, NOAA.
Good morning. My name is Aisha Johnson. I'm the Executive Director at Families Helping Families NOLA. We are a nonprofit organization who services individuals with disabilities. Most of our youth are a part of the most vulnerable population. And we partner with Noble Mind School to help advocate for a better life for individuals with disabilities. All of these children have have disabilities, and we believe in them and believe that they can be contributing citizens of New Orleans as well. We want to thank you all, and especially Councilman King, for believing in us and allowing us to have this funding to continue to advocate for the rights of our children with disabilities. And I think one of our kids want to say real quick. Thank you. Good job, good job, good job. Let's go. Where's Sam?
Next, we have Ms. Tara Boyd.
Good afternoon. I want to first thank Mr. Green for awarding me the allotment that he did. My name is Tara Boyd. My organization is Moving Challenges for Students with Disabilities. My main mission is to create an after-school program as well as a summer program so that kids with disabilities can learn and play alongside their peers. The difference in my organization for kids with disabilities is I'm gonna strategically design the program where kids will have the support that they need from adults and that they will be able to play alongside. Right now, most of the programs that are available, programs that are set aside for just that population of kids. I wanna make sure that the kids are able to learn again and play alongside their peers. The last part of my mission is to make sure that the parents have resources that they can reach out to other organizations and that they'll provide the missing piece that they need to learn what it is that's causing their child to act a certain way. What can they do to make sure that they know and have those skills that they need to make those kids, allow those kids to thrive in New Orleans. So again, thank you. I am a new nonprofit. I did a mini camp for Thanksgiving for kids with disabilities and their peers. And I'm also doing a little Christmas camp for those kids as well. So again, thank you for your support.
Mr. Percy Marchand. Percy Marchand, Together Gertown.
Good morning, everyone. I'm here with my chair, Candace Carter, put together Gertown. I'm the community liaison. I want to first of all thank you guys for establishing this fund and supporting the different initiatives in our areas and various communities throughout the city. The diversity and programming that you guys are supporting is really important in the urgent situation with our youth. Too often, not only do they get peer pressure, but they get labeled by society as thugs. We have 14 and 15-year-olds carjacking and they're killing and doing things like that. But that's because they're scared to be kids. They don't know how to be kids. So this program is supporting that type of stuff. So we want to thank you, particularly Councilwoman Harris and her Director of Community Engagement, Matt, who have been outstanding in helping us with getting everything. I share your excitement, Eugene, in terms of what you guys are doing. And I want to stress to our other organizations to do just like you guys, and you guys partner with Ganoff. We need to collaborate because the need is great and the resources are few. So we want to thank you guys for this investment. You'll be funding 6 skate days through our program at the Noah Thompson Playground. And it's not just skating, it's providing physical activity, it's providing mental release and resources for the kids. We feed them, we give them skates to have instructions, and it's something that's fun and engaging to get them outside of the house, gets them off the phone, gets them off the game system, something that gets them engaged and socializing in the community. So again, thank you guys for this investment. Thank you, Councilwoman Harris and your office for all your help, and we look forward to working together to make our city great. Thank you.
I'm pleased to be a member of the Silverback Society, again, a mentor and not a board member. I also want to thank those organizations that do mentoring and recognize the value of mentoring in our community, making a very positive difference. I'm pleased when I go throughout the community and I see persons that I've mentored who are in positions where they are happy where they are, either in school or in productive job opportunities. So I at this time introduce from the Silverback Society, Mr. M. Tamishi St. Julian. Yep. Thank you, sir.
Gentlemen. Don't take up too much time. We only got 2 minutes.
Minute and a half.
Come on. Come on. Ready? Y'all know what we're gonna do. Ready? I will live my life.
As those generations depend on me, and I will teach and encourage all mine to do the same. Silverbacks.
I will live my life as though generations depend on me. And I will teach and encourage all of mine to do the same. This is the pledge that we open up every meeting of our boys. We mentor, the Silverback Society mentors 8th grade boys. Our mission is to teach them that real manhood is about respect and responsibility, rather than what they learn on the street, that they feel that respect is about imposing their will on other people. That's what we do. We've been doing that for about 15 years. We've been very successful at doing this. We're now at a point where some of our young 8th grade Silverbacks have reached the college level, and we now have one of our Silverbacks who have come back and is mentoring in the program. So we feel very, very good about that. Our curriculum is now being adjusted, where we're setting up a complementary organization for the young ladies called the Power Girls. So now we'll see in our schools the Power Girls, because the girls wanted to be a part of the Silverback Society. Is that right? That's right. So we want to thank the City Council for helping us, and we want to thank all of our mentors that continue to come for just 1 hour a week to the 8th grade boys, and now the Power Girls that we are mentoring, to let them know that respect and responsibility is what is real in terms of leadership and taking care of our families and taking care of our cities. Thank you all very much.
Thank you. Next up, we have College Beyond. And I think Clara Barron Hippolyte will be representing today.
Hi, my name is Clara Barron Hippolyte. I'm the Executive Director of College Beyond, and I have Erica Martinez here with me, who is my colleague and also our very first employee. She's been with us since the inception of our program 8 years ago. Our organization supports students from the greater New Orleans area who are the first in their families to go to college and who come from low-income backgrounds. In Louisiana, only 12% of low-income students will actually graduate from a bachelor's degree granting program. And so our program offers trauma-informed individual coaching, micro grants. We pay for our students' books and just support them through that process of going through college and actually getting launching into career. We really want to thank Councilmember Green for supporting our program, and the work that all of the council members are doing in investing in our community. We feel really a lot of honor being part of all of the incredible organizations represented here today. And moving forward in 2024, we will be launching a scholarship program for students coming from Orleans Parish. So please, if you have a student who is a current junior, please don't hesitate to come and reach out to us and be on the lookout for your email so that you can nominate students for this incredible opportunity to eliminate the financial barriers to college degree attainment. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have Shaddai Livingston representing Louisiana Afro-Indigenous Society.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So I just want to say first and foremost, thank you, council members, especially you, Councilmember Eugene Green, for believing and supporting the Louisiana Afro-Indigenous Society and for specifically sponsoring our 5th annual New Orleans Juneteenth Festival, which will take place again in Congo Square. This is our 5th year. So we wanted to be major. This past year in 2023, we had over 77 all-Black locally owned vendors, 15 community resource partners from the Covenant House to the People's Institute to, oh my God, Ashe, so many people. Youth programming. This upcoming year, we want it to be an actual youth stage that the programming is created by the youth and it's hosted by the youth. This past year, we also had my big sister, Sonny Patterson, officiate 5 vow renewals at the festival, which was extremely beautiful. We just want to build on that. This will also help support our Juneteenth Gala. It's funny that you mentioned the Silverback Society because one of our 2024 nominees of the North Star Award is the legendary Baba Lloyd Dennis. So yeah, thank you so much. And we really, really need your support. Please go online to NOLAJuneteenthFestival.org if you have any youth. If you have anyone that wants to be a part, we have 6 months until the Juneteenth Festival. Also, just continue to check out the Afro-Indigenous Society and our new programs. Our new program is the Princess of the Patriarch for girl dads, as well as daddy's girls like myself. And my late father, the Honorable Kojo Livingston, who was a proud Garveyite, really taught me that you can't just talk about crime. You have to offer a solution to the crime. And I have something for you. Council member, if you want it, it's a little token of my appreciation.
All right, I don't know how this fits in with the investigative reporter, but I'm gonna take it.
One thing you know, in this environment, somebody gonna snitch on you.
Well, snitch, baby, well, look, you're gonna come get this gift. It's just a little Juneteenth paraphernalia for you.
It's valued at less than $25.
Next, we have Russell Blanchard for the kids.
Oh, no.
Hello, good morning. I'm Annie Watkins. I'm president of Confetti Kids. I would like to thank Councilman King for supporting the children of Algiers. Confetti Kids is a nonprofit in Algiers. Our mission is to maintain and provide accessibility in our neighborhood parks. And we also provide free events for all the children all year. I want to thank all of the businesses, volunteers, and families of Algiers for supporting us as well. And most importantly, we're building a new park in Old Algiers, and I'm going to let Russell tell you about that.
Yeah, hi, my name is Russell Blanchard, Algiers resident. Thank you, Councilmember King, for supporting our new park in Algiers called The Lot. We have a project manager, Tyler Hayes, here with us. And this story goes back a number of years. So just wanted to share a little bit with y'all. I met a neighbor of ours in Algiers back in 2013, 10 years ago, Mr. Bakir, who after Katrina had saw a lot of kids playing in the street. And he saw an overgrown lot next to all these kids playing in the street. And he took it upon himself with his own money and his own time to clear that lot with the approval of the landowner, clear that lot and make a safe place to play for kids. He had Yaya actually help out, paint some little playhouses that they could then take back to their house to have a small piece of the park at their own house. But sadly, after a couple of years, the park didn't last because Mr. Bakir needed to get private park insurance, which as a single resident, he couldn't afford. So he told me this story and he said that even though the park didn't work out, what really lasted with him was all the kids who were then 7 and 8 still stopped by his house and remembered what he did to try to help out his community. So it wasn't the park that was really the goal, it was the relationships that were built through Mr. Bakir and these neighborhood children. So this kind of motivated me to make a film about the story. And the focus of the film was just about sometimes when you work towards a goal, that goal might not be it might materialize, it might not, but usually the relationships built as you move towards that are the most important. And while we made the film, it premiered at the New Orleans Film Festival, and I kind of talked about this. I said our ultimate goal was to finish the park Mr. Bakir started, and I didn't know how to do that. And that's where Confetti Kids stepped in, and it's been a number of board members over the last 8, 9 years as we move forward to complete Mr. Bakir's story and create this park in Old Algiers, which Confetti Kids identified a Nora lot, which is in the middle of a park desert. And we've been working that lot for about 8 years, remediating the soil, removing the trees, and all this monies came from community efforts, fundraising, parents, neighbors, and grants like this to help us create this new safe place for kids in Algiers to play. So we're very close. We have the playground equipment from the Harriet Tubman Elementary that we're repurposing to install in this park. And in the next year, we're excited to complete the transfer in front of this council. That'll be one of the new Nord parks of New Orleans. So this grant is going to help us with accessibility and ADA sidewalks. So children with wheelchairs and anyone else could access the playground equipment. So thank you all for completing the story.
Next up is Monica R. Harris. Hey, cousin.
Hi, good morning, everybody.
That's another ethics violation.
I'm here. I'm here on behalf of the NOLA Project. We are a local nonprofit theater company based here in New Orleans who has been producing site-specific work in the city since August of 2005. I am their current interim managing director. I'm the person who makes sure the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed. I wanted to take a moment to thank everyone who has shared what their organizations are doing, because it is very humbling for me as someone who's helping make local theater happen in New Orleans to hear about all the incredible work. I'm a little emotional about it, all the incredible work that the citizens of this city are doing. So I wanted to take a moment to say, I'm so honored to be on a list of so many fantastic individuals and organizations that are working hard to make this community something that is honored and protected and celebrated. And I want to especially thank Council Member Morel for sponsoring our next play production that will be opening in Black History Month just after Mardi Gras. It is George C. Wolfe's The Colored Museum, and our co-directors have tagged it as a curated night of Blackness in New Orleans Treme at the New Orleans African-American Museum. It'll be running through March 9th. And I hope everyone in this room and everyone on this council knows that you are invited, and we hope to see you there. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Aileen Lespania from Advocacy.
Good morning, Ellie Lespina, Executive Director at Advocacy. Thank you so much, City Council, for offering this opportunity. And it's so great to see so many people who are in the trenches, our fellow nonprofiteers. It's very inspiring. Bike Easy has been around for 20 years. It started with a small group of volunteers just wanting to make biking easy, safe, and fun for everyone in Greater New Orleans. I'm happy to report that we have worked with youth in every district. And even though our work is focused on all ages and abilities, to know that we have really helped different generations just finding a healthy relationship with bikes. And I wanted to mention in the last 2 years, we've done a lot of work in New Orleans with Living School, doing bike clubs, and also teaching them bike mechanics so they can open their first community bike shop. And we hope to continue this kind of work. Thank you so much, Councilmember Morel, for your support. Thank you.
Julia B. Battle. Julia?
Good morning. I am honored indeed to be in this place. This morning, old age tried to keep me from being here, but I have overcome. I wouldn't have missed it for the world. I would like to thank in particular Councilman Eugene Green for his support from the beginning of our project. We are representing NAACP New Orleans AXO. Here with me are my team members, Lynette Bates and Edith Jones, and my husband, Ernest Battle, who sticks with me through thick and thin. AXO is a competition founded in 1976 by Werner Jarrett, and he founded this program as a mentoring program and competition designed to be an Olympics of the mind. Students were to get the same recognition in academics and performing arts as they did in sports. Here at NAACP AXO in New Orleans, we are in alignment with this philosophy. We foster excellence in our youth through mentoring from the outstanding community members of this city in STEM, performing arts, visual and culinary arts, and entrepreneurship. This mentoring, year-long mentoring program culminates in a national competition. I'd like to leave these stats with you today. 9% of those employed in STEM post-COVID are people of color. Again, 9%. 21% of people of color are in the performing arts. NAACP AXO New Orleans seeks by providing this program and competition to increase access to opportunity for our youth in these areas. Our youth emerge from this program as strong contributors to the New Orleans community and beyond. They emerge with a strong sense of social justice, which, as you know, makes this a better place to live. Last year, we had over 150 participants in our program. We emerged with 18 gold medalists and took those young people to national. We were recognized as the most outstanding program in the nation for NAACP AXO. We returned with 7 medals. We were recognized as the fastest growing unit in the country. Our competition this year is in April 2024. If you have young high school people, 9th through 12th grade, we invite you to have them participate in our program. You can find us at www.axonneworleans.org. Thank you, Councilman Green. Thank you, City Council. Thank you, team members.
Thank you. And Councilmember Harris, before they have a seat, I would just like to add that on tomorrow, my special order of business on the city council agenda is an opportunity to meet the youth who represented our city so well in the national competition. So tomorrow, if you wish, if you cannot be here, be sure to watch it so that you can see the youth. And I want to thank AXO, the NAACP, for what you do. Those youth are very motivating and very, very symbolic of what we have going on that's positive in our city. Have I said positive enough? We have a great city. Thank you.
Next up is Keisha Edwards with Step Up Louisiana. Okay.
Good morning. My name is Keisha Edwards. I am the Operations and Membership Coordinator for Step Up Louisiana. We have been around for 6 years in the community. We are an organization that fights for good schools and good jobs. We have worked with the city on many different issues. One, we help pass city contractors and city workers $15 minimum wage. We are also the ones who passed fair chance in hiring for formerly incarcerated people. And right now, we're working for fair chance in hiring also, housing for formerly incarcerated people. And we're working with Councilman Thomas with the Workers' Bill of Rights right now for our city. So many of our members have come to us and said, we're doing so much of great work, but what about the youth of our city? What are we gonna do about the youth of our city? And we remember that there was a midnight basketball at one time that the city operated in some capacity or whatever. And so we thought, what great way to help our youth, bring our youth in. We're already working with schools in Jefferson Parish, in New Orleans, and in Baton Rouge. We have 3 chapters. So we're already working with schools. We're already working with parents, teachers. We're already working with other community people. Which way better than to bring back basketball? Everybody plays basketball. Everybody loves basketball. So y'all can be looking forward to seeing us put on a basketball. It won't be midnight, telling you now. But you will be looking forward to us to put on a massive basketball program twice this year. The first one will be in March of 2024. And also, we have been putting together youth leaders to come out to start to talk about voting rights and what they want to see for our city and how that we can get it to change. You know, people say people that's often closest to the problem and closest to the solution but far away from the resources. Well, how do we know what the kids or the students or the youth of the city needs if we don't ask them? And so one of the things that we plan to do with this granting is to make sure that we have a committee of youth leaders to tell us what we need to do, because we're adults. We don't know what students want. We don't know what youth need. We don't know what you want. So we had those youth minds before. We don't have them again. So that's our goal. And I want to say a special thank you to Councilman Moreno. She has backed us from everything that we've always done. Also Councilman Thomas. I want to thank Councilman Morel for just paying attention and listening to what Councilman King had to say. Councilman Green, we want to thank you because we are the headquarters in your district. So thank you. And Councilman King, keep up the good work. Keep fighting for our youth. Keep being intentional. Keep being passionate. Keep telling them what they need to hear. Thank you.
We have Ms. Sabrina Mays.
Good morning, it's Sabrina Mays, and what's my name? Hi. First of all, I just want to, on behalf of the Save Our Souls organization, my name is Setawa Mohamed Koum. I'm the vice chair of the organization. And we organized around the very issue that you talked about opening, saving Congo Square, saving City Hall from going into Congo Square. We want you to know that the work is not over, it is still continuing. So we want to thank you, not just for the financial assistance, but what you gave us for the past 3 years, the legislative assistance, the advice, the ability to be in the position that we are in today. So we will be using these funds to continue to keep the public informed, because it's not over. We are still working to ensure that what the people want the municipal auditorium to be will be manifested. Right now, we're currently in negotiations with the city to have a CEA to work with them to continue the work. And I also want to say to the organizations out here, it is so amazing the work that is being done in this city that we don't really hear about. So I'm really grateful. Thank you so much, particularly Councilmember Morel and Helena Moreno, who gave us the funds this time. We're coming back for the second time.
So we have some other members. I think Ethan is here and Beth.
Yes.
Oh, Bethany. Come on, Ethan. And for those of you who don't know, is that it's a collective of people of different, from diverse backgrounds, and even philosophical differences, but we all created a table that embraces our differences for the common cause of making sure that New Orleans is the New Orleans that we love, that we care for, and that we will take a stand for. So thank you to council members JP Morrell, my fourth grade student, and Helena Moreno. Thank you to Councilmember Oliver Thomas and Freddie King, for all of you who collectively have had an ear and a voice. So, and the struggle continues, but I tell you, the table has many chairs, and I'm thankful. Peace. And to all of us who are here today, no, there isn't news media here, but we have platforms. Use it.
Yes.
Use it, use it, give credit where credit is due. Peace.
Next, we have Creative Alliance of New Orleans.
First of all, I have to thank Eugene Green, of course, for including us in this very important moment. I am floored by the commitment of the council to making this happen for all of our hardworking community people. I really didn't have a grasp on how serious and important this was. And I don't know who put it all together, but you all made it happen. And I just want to thank you very much for that. I'm Jean Nathan. I'm with the Creative Alliance of New Orleans. I'm the executive director, but I want to beg to differ with you, Eugene Green. Media is here. I am going to have this on our program on WBOK, noon Friday. I recorded you and I recorded others, and I will talk about what an incredible achievement this is on our radio station. So I don't know about other media. The WBOK was here. I was, of course, with Oliver as well. But we started the Creative Alliance in the aftermath of Katrina in a freezing room at the Art Egg studio. We froze a few artists and we decided to go forward and do something. Within 2 months, we opened space for returning artists at the Colton School. 160 artists and arts organizations came in and were able to show, work, and sell their work. And that was a very important moment. But soon after that, we started an initiative called the Creative Futures. This is a program that helps young creative people and a lot of young people who don't know they're creative, but find out through our Creative Careers program of training kids to understand how they can develop a career in the creative industries. Because a lot of people are very creative, but they don't know how to do it. So we try through this program to help them understand that. We are not well funded, so this funding is very important to us, and it'll help us keep it going and make something of it and make sure that a lot of kids get to know their opportunities. Because Louisiana and New Orleans' future is not in petrochemical. It may be in the environmental changes that we're making to adjust to climate change. But where it really is in our creativity. We are the home of creative 20th century and 21st century arts. And we're not getting enough credit for it because we're not marketing it well enough. We're not telling people what we do and we're not investing in it. So we're proposing that we create much more funding opportunities for the creative organizations and creatives of our city. And that's why I'm here. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Lawrence Jackson.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Lawrence Jackson, Chief Administrative Officer at STEM NOLA. Just wanted to say thank you so much to the council for all of your support, in particular, Councilmember Morrell, Moreno Giarusso for sponsoring. Also, though, we're not naive to the fact that we actually operate in all of the council districts, and we get tremendous support from Councilman Thomas, Councilman Green. So we thank all of you for all of your support over this time. Today is STEM NOLA's 10th anniversary. Yeah. So we've been doing this work, making sure that we expose, engage, and inspire young people in pursuing careers in science, technology, engineering, and math. So thank you so much for your support again. For those who don't know, we are actually actively having a STEM festival during the New Orleans Bowl. So we will be at the Superdome on Saturday morning. That is open to the public. It is free for students. So feel free to go to stemnola.com. You can sign up there and register there, your young people. And of course, they get admission to the game if they come to the STEM Fest, all right? So we hope to see you all there. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, Mr. John Gerhart.
Good morning. I want to thank you so much, Councilwoman Harris. We met under dire circumstances when little B was killed in Taylor Park, a murder that still hasn't been solved. And having worked in Central City, New Orleans for 34 years, we're tired of those things. And so I want to thank you for that. Urban Impact exists to create a neighborhood where kids can ride their bikes to schools of excellence, because we have to end the school to prison pipeline to a safe place to gather. So for us, it's a myriad of activities, over 185 kids a week coming to education programs, youth Bible studies, just a chance to hang out, a safe place to play. We had 150 kids at our day camp, hired 16 kids, 10 of them was their first job. And so the joy and frustration that was with them and teaching them the difference between discipline and disrespect. And so I want to thank you. And more, I want to thank the council, because you know what? It's a grind. And Councilman Thomas, you know that as you helped us get the first building we had on Aretha Castle Haley that YEP now has. It's a grind. And I'll speak for everybody around here. We're willing to do the grind. But the grind to get funds to do the grind, this is such an encouragement to us, because that helps you keep going and to do that. And many times we ask, can anything good come out of the hood? And I'd like to introduce you briefly to Tyrone Christoph, who has been our youth pastor and grew up in the Melpomene in the old bricks next to the cut on Urado Street T.
Definitely like to thank the city council, especially Councilman Harris, and just with the funding and blessing for that. I know, as I remember growing up as a kid in the Melpomene, getting a part of Urban Impact Ministries in the 5th grade. And this ministry has helped not only myself, but other countless youth, especially my brothers, my sisters, my family that has come alongside my mom, and to be that village for her when she was out working hard and working long hours, and where kids can just get in trouble. And now to be the youth pastor, to be the youth director there, that I get to work in the same community that I grew up in, to be that same person of having someone come alongside kids that need that in our community. That's why we don't get tired. We're gonna do the grind. I know where my life could have been, because I was kicked out of school, nowhere to go, but it was Urban Impact that came alongside me. And I have tons of patience for our youth, because I know that they need people to come alongside them, give them a safe place where they can gather, to be there, to be kids, to build relationships with them, and also be there to speak truth into their lives, and put them on the right path of what they need to be. So thank you again for thank you again for this funding, for this grant. Appreciate it.
Next, we have Joseph Collier with the Black School.
How y'all doing today? My name is Joseph Coulier. This is my wife, Shani Peters. We're the co-directors of the Black School, and this is our development coordinator, Nuha Faria. We are a community arts and activism organization pulling inspiration from Black radical histories in this city and beyond. We want to thank Councilman Eugene Green and the entire council for making this fund available to orgs progressing social good in our city. This grant will be used to support our design apprenticeship, where we train youth and prepare them for careers in graphic design, creative entrepreneurship, and design activism. The program is currently hosted at Xavier's Art Department in District B, as we work on building our own space, the Black Schoolhouse in the 7th Ward in District D. If anyone here has or is in the process of building or renovating space, you know how hard it is, you know how expensive it is, but we're committed to getting it done because we believe, as Brother Malcolm said, land is the basis of all freedom. So if you believe the same, we can use your help. We're trying to build a community center for our collective self-determination, and we can use all the support we could get. Thank y'all for y'all support. Appreciate it.
Very welcome. John Walker Jr.
Morning. My name is John Walker Jr. I am the music production and choir director at Livingston Collegiate Academy out in New Orleans East in District E. Where our mission is to empower all students to graduate from college and lead the world. I'm accompanied by Ms. Stacy Martin, who's our president of Collegiate Academy Network. I want to first start by saying thank you to the City Council for this grant of the New Orleans Recreation and Cultural Fund to the city. It really means a lot to see how much of a support these funds will assist these organizations in our city. A special thanks to Councilmember Oliver Thomas for assisting us with this organization, with this grant. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm a bit emotional about it. Wolfpack Productions is a growing media hub that supports students in developing their passion in vocal music, audio and visual productions, digital media, and visual arts. Just this past school year, Wolfpack Productions released 2 mixtapes compiled of songs, instrumentals, and audio podcasts, all created by students in my production class, which I may add is very rare and across the city of New Orleans. My students at Livingston are fully aware of this effort, and their excitement definitely made my eyes sweat a little bit. So, you know, excuse me if I seem a little bit emotional about it, but this is a big stepping stone for us in the direction that we have been making plans to go. Again, I want to say on behalf of Livingston Collegiate Academy, thank you so much for your efforts. It's greatly appreciated.
Nola Keys Music.
Good morning to everyone here. We definitely appreciate you all. Thanks to the council members for actually supporting us. A special thanks to Councilmember JP Morrell and Ms. Helena Moreno, who actually helped us with getting the funds. We do a lot of work in the community. You all know I'm a vocal music director at Edna Carr High School, but I also am the CEO of Nola Keys Music, where we give free music lessons to kids all around the city. So we not just support one part of the city, but we are all over the city. We also give free instruments as well. I believe we're the only nonprofit organization that we're giving free studio time as well for our kids to actually go in the studio and actually, you know, produce music and different things like that. We also going into a lot of different churches. I'm the musical director at 2 churches. So we are in the churches as well. Creating more musicians. Our motto is guns down, instruments up. We could put instruments in our kids' hands to actually help them. That'll actually, thank you. That'll actually help them, you know, do things with their time. And as you see up here, I have my team, I have my support, my family, my mother, my sisters, Mr. Tony, Mr. Cooley, who's one of our drum instructors. You know, and I understand that, you know, can't do it alone. Teamwork makes the dream work. So, you know, definitely thanks to you all for making it happen. But special thanks to our kids for just coming. They, you know, they need something
someone that's consistent, a team that's consistent and that will always, not just say that they're going to be there, but actually be there. It's also good to see that the council members are in the community for the giveaways and different things like that. One of the things that this funding will help is with us giving out more instruments. I believe up to date, the last 5 years, we've given over 100 instruments out in the New Orleans community. So we definitely want to give more out. We also have a big event called the Stop the Violence Youth Bike Ride, where we give out free instruments as well too. We give out school supplies and a whole lot of different things like that. Of course, everything is free. We also support a lot of the different organizations here in the New Orleans area, like Youth Day NOLA. We at a different park each and every month. It's good to see that, Councilman Thomas comes out sometimes. Good to see Councilman Eugene Green out, and some of the other council members that actually come out and support our kids. So we definitely appreciate it. We started, doing a lot of things on our own, but it's also good to see that, the city is supporting our kids, man, and supporting us. It's also good to see Mr. John Walker. We do a lot of different things in the community as well, too, when it comes down to the youth and music. So special thanks to you all. God bless you all and have a great day.
Next, we have Denise Williams, the Presbyterian Children's Homes and Services. And just for preparation's sake, following will be Mr. Williams of Generation Success.
Hi, I just want to thank the council for everything that they do in the background for our city that we don't see. And we just like to thank you for all your efforts, especially with this program. My name is Denise Williams and I represent Presbyterian Children's Homes and Services. And I want to thank the council for the grant that I received, especially JP Morrell, for allowing us this opportunity to work with our city youth. And what my program does is we work with parents on a week-to-week basis, and I provide them with parenting. I have been doing this for the last 7 years, and I provide them with support systems, financial skills, housing concerns, budgeting, employment opportunity, educational goals. I help them find resources in the community, and I do this all in teaching them how to productively raise our kids without them having to go into the system of child welfare and fins. We also provide our parents with financial assistance such as rent that sometimes they can't get to the funding that the city provides because they don't have transportation. So my agency provides them with rent assistance, utility assistance, clothing for their children, school supplies, Christmas gifts. Like this past school year, I was able to get 50 school bags out to our family and our children. And now I'm working on the Christmas project right now. So I just want to let you guys know that your funds will help us continue the services that we provide to our community, and our children and our families are gratefully thankful for everything that you guys have done. And again, I want to say thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Williams, for what you do. We have Leonce Williams. Leonce Williams has remarks that as a St. Aug 2022 graduate, I spent the last 6 years with Generation Success, and they helped me grow, because he may not say this, to become a 4.0 average junior in college. And he's got a great jacket.
Councilor Green, you actually did me a service of, giving me the introduction.
See? All right. First off, that's a great looking jacket. Go ahead.
Thank you. I learned from the best. But I just want to say give a personal thanks to
Council Thomas and the rest of the council themselves. I'm here speaking for myself, but also as both a staff and part mentor for Generation Success. I've worked with them for now 6 years, going on 7. I'm getting old. And in this time frame, I've gone from pretty much a twice exceptional student to where barely making it in school to, as you go heard, a 4.0 student and now a 3-time president's list on my school. As long as being a student athlete, because it happens. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous.
That's right.
Big crowds kind of nervous me sometimes. Generation Success is one of those organizations that not only help the youth, but they build it from the ground up. We start with the children and we build them to become the leaders that we would like to see in the communities. With the resources that you would provide, we are able to provide them with opportunities to get them with small gigs and different job opportunities to get them in different pretty much avenues in life. That way they can start to see a brighter point of view for themselves that's they might not be able to see just by looking through the city itself. So on behalf of myself and Generation Success, we'd like to say thank you and thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Williams, and congratulations. Holly Weary, Whole Village Art Therapy. And then following Ms. Weary will be Alex Tarnowski, Sexual Trauma Awareness and Response, STAR.
Thank you so much, Councilmember Green, for supporting us. I'm from Whole Village Art Therapy. We provide high-quality, community-based mental health services free of charge to improve access and reduce systemic barriers to mental health services in New Orleans. And if you don't know, there are a lot of barriers to mental health care in New Orleans. Our team of art therapists provide these services for free to individual and group art. We provide individual and group art therapy services, school-based art therapy services, counseling, community art making, and professional development. Whole Village Art Therapy was created because as counselors, we have seen children who need the most help continuously get overlooked and receive low quality care without any choice of who their therapist is or what kind of therapy they will receive. That makes no sense to us. Our children deserve better. We say we work clinical to festival because in a very New Orleans way, we are out there at festivals, making art with people and working on mental health, talking about mental health, and just really bringing that out to the community. Not only are we providing this in-depth trauma-focused therapy in places like schools and the JJIC, we're also out in the community and wherever we are asked to attend. This is our approach to mental health care, which we believe and have seen a lot of improvement with a lot of children who we say are resistant to mental health care because they've received low quality mental health care in the past.
Yeah.
We thank you for believing in us and believing that children deserve a culturally relevant, community-based approach to their mental health.
Thank you very much, Ms. Weary. Let's give her a round of applause. And thank you for what Whole Village Art Therapy does. Alex Tarnowski, Sexual Trauma and Awareness and Response, STAR.
Good morning. My name is Alex Tarnowski, and I am Director of Grants and Operations for STAR, which is a nonprofit that serves sexual assault survivors in our community. And I wanted to say first, thank you to the entire City Council for putting forth this grant opportunity. And I want to let you know where this money is going to go for organizations like STAR and other organizations that serve victims and survivors of crime. So for many of us, we receive funding through VOCA as well, the Victims of Crime Act, which is federal funding. We received a notice earlier this month that the total amount available in Orleans District for fiscal year 23 is going to be $1,496,874. That is a decrease from $2,403,130 in fiscal year 22. Part of that reason is because the formula used to distribute federal funds is based on several factors, including state population in the district, percent of state total crime index reported in the district, crime rate within the district, and the percent of criminal justice employees. However, during the time frame when collection of crime data was occurring, there was a records management system issue that contributed to the decrease of the percentage allocation awarded to District 9, Orleans Parish. So that is going to be a cut of 10.63% available funding for organizations like STAR and like so many others who receive funding today for the upcoming year. And so grants like this, that is providing more dollars in general, is what is so desperately needed. And I want to thank the council for taking the initiative and making sure that organizations like STAR and our community partners are able to continue to serve survivors. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Liz Yeager, New Orleans local affiliate of the National Alliance on Mental Illness, NAMI. Hello.
Hi, I'm Liz Yeager. I'm with NAMI New Orleans. I'm the development director. I want to just personally thank you all for supporting us, in particular, Councilmember Joe Giarrusso and Councilmember JP Morrell. Mental illness knows no bounds. It crosses all socioeconomic areas, and children, families, older people, everybody in between. We're here to help. Help and healing for people that are living with mental illness and their families. The money that is being dedicated to our support groups, our education groups, their mental health first aid, as well as our mental health navigation team. So we're here to help. And I hope that everybody here hears this too, because call us. I'm sure mental illness, like I said, knows no boundaries. We're here to help. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Yeager. Ray Bender, Bon Temps Studios of Louisiana. And following will be Shannon Sion, First Line Schools.
Great morning, great morning. To God be the glory for the things he's done. I appreciate you all for having me today. Thank you to our esteemed council members, as well as each and every one of you who are in the audience today for all of the great organizations that are represented here today. Again, my name is Ray Bender. I am the executive director of Bon Temps Studios of Louisiana, where our mission is to cultivate and retain the arts of production, whether film or theater, with our kids of New Orleans. So we were founded in 2016 with a mission to make sure that we allowed young people to have a voice. Oftentimes, some of the things that we're seeing is the inability of our young people being able to voice how they feel in an environment that's safe for them to do so. So we've been making our mission to help them to create visuals that allow them to be able to express themselves. And we're excited about that. Thank you once again to Councilmember JP Morrell and Councilmember Thomas. Thank you guys so much for allowing us to have this opportunity. I'm thankful in advance of those of you who will also be able to contribute as you look more into what we're doing. I'm very honored to have this opportunity to pour into our young people on a very regular basis. Anyone who knows me know how passionate I am about advocating for young people. And so I'm going to continue to do that, whether it's out of my own pocket or from the blessings that you guys have given us today. And I'm looking forward to collaborating with so many of you, because as I teach young people how to create film projects, I know many of you may need advertisement for your organizations because you're doing the work and you may not be able to get it out there. So as I teach these young people, I want to work with you in order to allow them to create projects for you. So thank you once again. We appreciate you guys. Be blessed.
Thank you, Mr. Bender. Shannon Sion, First Line Schools. And of course, tell me if I'm not saying that last name correctly.
Very impressed you actually got it correct. Shannon Sion, First Line Schools and Edible Schoolyard, New Orleans. Want to reiterate my thanks to the entire council for prioritizing this funding, most specifically Councilmember Moreno, who supported us in this funding round. First Line Schools is celebrating our 25th anniversary this year. We are the oldest charter school management organization in the city, currently serving, thank you, currently serving approximately 3,000 pre-K through 8th grade students from across the entire city. What really sets our schools apart, though, is our edible schoolyard program, where our students are getting hands-on garden and culinary education. 5 days a week, they're stepping outside of traditional classrooms, getting their hands dirty in our gardens, in our teaching kitchens. So many of our students live in what are known as food deserts, but when they come to our schools, they're actually planting, harvesting, preparing local crops. We host a number of family food nights each year where our families also come together in our kitchens and prepare a meal and enjoy it together with the families and the school community. We have a number of community events each year and also community food giveaways where we share the abundance of the harvest from our gardens with community members. We're really proud of the program and we thank you for your support of our schools, our students, and our families.
Thank you. She was a star in the movie Cane River 40 years ago. She's a playwright, producer, and entrepreneur, and I'm pleased that she is a resident of District D and continues to work hard, including as an educator. Tommy Myrick, Voices in the Dark Repertory Theater.
Good morning. I want to thank Councilman Eugene Green and Councilman J.P. Morrell for your support of Voices in the Dark Repertory Theater Company. We are 30 years old and we have been doing theater here in New Orleans for 30 years. You know, one thing I do want to say about this initiative that Councilman Morrell spearheaded, and that is recognizing the culture. You know, people go to other cities and they go to sightsee. They come to New Orleans to experience, not to sightsee. They come to experience our culture, our food, our music, our language, our people, our jazz parades, our funerals, our jazz march, our Mardi Gras. They come to experience. And so because of this, Councilman Morrell, you have brought together the culture bearers of this city. And we want to thank you and the other council members for taking this initiative because truly all that New Orleans is its culture. I do want to say one thing, that Le Code Noir is a historical outdoor drama that is here in New Orleans and the only and first historical outdoor drama in Louisiana. Every major city, every major state, I should say, in America has a historical outdoor drama with the exception of 3. Louisiana, up until this past October, was one of those 3. And I am very grateful and thankful to my board of directors for helping us to move this historical outdoor drama to the forefront. Hopefully this will be like all the other historical outdoor dramas in America that becomes an economic driving force for the community, creating jobs as well as putting the history of our state on the map. Also, I want to say that we did it in Congo Square. And we wanted, because the story is set from 1794, tracing the life of one African-American girl, one African who came here during the Haitian Revolution, tracing her history for 30 years. And in that 30 years, we go through the Louisiana Purchase, the Revolt of 1811, the Battle of New Orleans, the War of 1812, as well as we go through the makings of the state of Louisiana. It was done in Congo Square because that's where the culture of New Orleans really come through. We did it in Congo Square, and we were told that the city, because it is a city property, we could not charge. And so therefore, even though this production cost Voices in the Dark $123,000, we did it free
for the public of New Orleans for 3 days in a row. And so, of course, we are $123,000 short. So thank you so much for your contribution, and you will see the second coming of Le Code Noir in October of 2024. Thank you so much.
Thank you for what you do. Before I start to read the rest of the names up, apologize for being late. You know, I was raised in this game and in my house, and one of those people you give credit where credit is due. There are three of my colleagues who are extremely instrumental in starting this program and this effort that we hope over time would be successful. Councilmember Morrell, Councilmember Giruso, as head of the Budget Committee, and Councilmember Green, because he thought maybe we could impact other groups who historically don't get funds. But let me say that I'm also very uncomfortable with people thanking me, and that we really ought to be thanking you all. I've been to programs, I've been to Ray Bender's programs. I know what Robert Jones has done. I know Tommy's work. I know Brother Bakir, who was given credit earlier, Coach Al Jones, Ben, King. If I've been to those programs when y'all didn't get a dime from the city. I've been to those meetings and those efforts in the community when you didn't get a dime from the city. And I think what people don't understand is that y'all are here thanking us, but y'all would be doing it anyway. And so the beauty is that maybe finally the city gets an opportunity. We all know about those big nonprofits and those big groups who've gotten a lot of money over the years to deal with the little bad boys and girls, or to dilute the green stuff in the social science layer. But they've gotten a lot of money, but the solution isn't diluted yet. Many of those organizations have gotten millions over time, but we still have more little bad boys and girls. So maybe by this effort, getting to the people who never asked for the money, but who deserve the money, and who are gonna do the work whether we give them a damn dime or not. Maybe Councilmember Morrell, Councilmember Giruso, and Councilmember Green, we finally get a chance to do it right. So I don't need no thanks, because I'm gonna come to your program anyway, Ray. I'm gonna be out there with you while you're spending your money, Bob. And I just want y'all to know that the thanks is that we finally giving y'all some of y'all tax dollars that y'all put in that system any damn way. So I applaud y'all. Linda France.
Hi, good morning. I'm still going to thank you guys because it's an awesome opportunity. As being part of the nonprofit world, it's always challenging to get those grants in on time and cross your fingers that some money comes through. My name is Linda France, and I'm the director of the Bright School here in New Orleans. And we are the only early intervention program in the metropolitan area that serves deaf and hard of hearing children. And we start those services right after diagnosis. And kudos to our state of Louisiana. We don't get to do it very often, but our early hearing detection agency is Louisiana, and Louisiana is one of the top 3 in our nation that follows up on those kids that are diagnosed with hearing loss when they leave the hospital. So once they're referred to a pediatric audiologist, hopefully Bright School then gets the referral and we're able to begin with home visits. And the question that I get quite frequently is like, what do you do with a 1-month-old that is deaf or hard of hearing? And most of the things that we do at that time is parental support, because it's such a low incident disability that our parents aren't prepared to walk out the hospital with a child with hearing loss. So we go through the crying with them, we hold their hands, we give them advocacy, we give them parent support. And then hopefully when they're old enough to join our center, we continue with the education component of our deaf and hard of hearing. Not all of our families that live in New Orleans want to ship their kids off to LSD and Baton Rouge. So it's really important that here in New Orleans, we have a place for them. And we continue to serve those kids and those families that are here. And that have both hearing loss. We have parent advocates that come and talk to our parents. I teach sign language classes once a month to our parents so that they're not not being able to communicate with those kiddos when they get them home and they're asking for milk or juice and falling out in front of the refrigerator. So it's really important that we continue to offer those services here in our city. And I thank you all very much because I know as being part of the nonprofit, how challenging it is to sometimes get those funds from grant proposals. Thank you.
Thank you. Our local hero, Greg Raven.
You're there.
Good morning, good morning. First, I'd like to say thank you to the entire city council for sure for making this opportunity possible for not only my organization, but every organization that's behind me that's doing great work. Special thank you to JP Morrell, Councilman Freddie King, Oliver Thomas, Eugene Green, individuals, just thank you so much. And the reason why I'm so passionate right now, just in thanking you guys, because 2 years ago, each year I came and stood one in this very spot and another time online, pleading for opportunity to work with the council to be able to provide services to young adults. In that pleading, we were nearly days away, sometimes thoughts away of keeping our doors open for our young adults, right? We was only operating in the summertime due to summer funding, and it breaks my heart every time to have to release those kids back to the street because we couldn't provide that support through a year round. With this funding, along with other funding, we're super excited to say that we are currently operating all year round. This funding will directly not impact just our organization, but our youth, as we hired 30 young people as we speak right now that's making $500 per month, $250 every 2 weeks, participate in our program. And listening to the kids, as you connected to violence and incidents is always connected to a financial disadvantage, right? And so for us to be able to work with the council to directly impact those students is so important. And so, it just feels good to get the support. It feels good to be able to make these things happen for our community. And also we are looking forward to expanding these same services that we're offering to our youth, to the families as well, as those parents and those fathers need support as well, living in these difficult times, obviously, with the cost of living is going up, but the wages are not going up. So again, I just wanted to say thank y'all so much. This is, huge for, again, not only from organizations, the organization behind me, and especially for our community of Algiers. And again, thank you so much, Councilman King, for just backing our organization, being there from day one, since the first day we decided to open Heroes of New Orleans. So I just want to thank you so much for that, man. That's so important to us.
Thank you.
And also I want to thank our team and then every volunteer who ever worked with Heroes of New Orleans, even in this city, because they're the backbone of these organizations. And they have so many people who putting in crazy amount of hours to make these things happening with very little pay or no pay at all. So thank y'all so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Ricky Joseph. Mr. Level Up.
Good morning. Let's say, first of all, good morning and thank you. Thank you to all the council members. I know every one of y'all had hard decisions to make on who to give this funding to. There's so many organizations, once again, that's doing great things in the city of New Orleans for our young people, the culture bearers, and everything around community in general. Again, my name is Ricky Joseph, co-founder of the Level Up campaign. As many of you know, the Level Up campaign is known to pop up when the needs are great. We have focused on community-wide issues, but have a special anointing to give life-changing experiences to the toughest youth in the city and the toughest areas of the city. Over the past 3 years, we have invested time into our newest initiative called the Save Our Youth NOLA Project, and was able to provide successful programming to over 200 young people. And that's wrapped around mentorship, leadership development. We have a high interest in design, marketing, and getting positive messages out, utilizing our young people. I want to say special thanks to Councilwoman Harris for awarding the organization this grant. With your support, we're able to continue to train, guide, and inspire our young people, the young people of NOLA. With this opportunity, we can afford the flexibility to continue to incorporate the ideas that they want.
as everybody knows, Level Up is an interchanging organization. We change our programs based on what the requirements of our young people are. And with your help, we're able to continue to provide that service. And thank you again to all of the council members. Again, I know your decisions was hard, but we are seeking more funding to go about getting back in those toughest areas of the city so we can provide what we do best. Thank you again.
The First Grace Community Alliance, Ms. Valerie Boblin, Miss Val. Oh, Bowden, okay, yeah. Yeah, they got a BOLBLLIN.
Hi,
I'm hooked on phonics, right?
that's okay.
Thank you, Miss Valerie.
Hi, how's it going, council members? It's good to see you. I'm here in my personal capacity as Vice Chair of First Grace Community Alliance. We are very grateful for the funds. It is a two-pronged organization that has Hagar's House, which is a home for homeless women and children and our transgender folks, as well as Project Ishmael. And so it's a law clinic for undocumented children. Today, we actually have our team attorney was here, and so she had to leave because we have two cases before the court today. Thank you, Councilmember Morrell, for the money, so we can continue to do great things. And in all things, I appreciate the work that we do together. I'll see you all in like a half hour for another meeting.
Thank you, Ms. Valerie. Joshua Benitez. Mr. Benitez, followed by Taylor White. I know y'all want to hurry up and get through this so they can cut your checks.
Thank you for having us today. I really appreciate the city council for allowing this opportunity for us to speak.
Thank you.
Though I could use one of those cups of coffee, Mr. Thomas.
You got it. You got it.
How y'all doing up there? Doing pretty good? I'm doing pretty good myself. My name is Joshua Benitez. I'm the co-director of Common Ground Relief. It's a nonprofit organization founded in the aftermath of Katrina to meet the community's needs. In a city where some people will claim that care forgot. But today, the city council is showing us that you do indeed care. Our organization, we focus in environmental restoration and ecological education and in community aid. And the way I like to frame that is we steward a lot of land, we teach a lot of people, and we feed a lot more. And I just want to say thank you for recognizing the value of our low barrier free pantry. With these funds, we will provide fresh produce from local farms. We will provide fresh food from local businesses, and we will also continue to provide employment opportunities. And I think it's just very important because we have a philosophy that anyone who shows up to our free pantry, we share. If they're there, we share. I was raised by my tia, Florinda, who fed everyone in the community with her tamales. That if you showed up to Florinda's house, you were going to get food whether or not you were hungry. She would say, Joshua, are you hungry? You would say no, and she'd say, no, no problem. You're going to eat no matter what. And so I'm glad that with this fund, we're able to continue that legacy that was given to me by my family, but also to continue the legacy of New Orleans, right? We are a culture of care. We have always been a culture of care. For hundreds of years, the communities of New Orleans have looked out for each other. The people of New Orleans have looked out for each other, and you are empowering us to do that because we never forgot to care. None of us in this room ever forgot to care, and we will never forget. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. That was my auntie's house, and she had 11 children. Miss Taylor White. Angel Hava.
Forgive me getting over some stuff. Anja Hava with Delgado Community College Adult Education Program, here with Miss Tiffany Thomas, our Assistant Director. A little bit about us. We are a high school equivalency and English language learning program. This past December, just last week, we celebrated our first graduation in-house. These funds will be allocated to support an increasing population of at-risk youth. And we have found that being able to provide additional support services does increase the ability and likelihood for our students to matriculate to graduation. And Ms. Tiffany Thomas is going to tell us a little bit about what support services look like.
Hi, my name is Tiffany Thomas. I'm the Assistant Director. My focus is support services. This year alone, our students aged 16 to 18 has increased greatly. So they are leaving the school system and then coming to us to finish their diploma. But many of these students are also involved in the justice system currently. And so we're meeting with probation officers and we're meeting with social workers. And so what we notice is that they need a higher level of care and a higher level of engagement than we usually give our students. For example, I talked to a student the other day who is 17. He has a probation officer that comes, his mom comes, his social worker comes, and he says he wants to be an anesthesiologist. So he has hope, he has a plan for the future, but he has no idea how to get there. And so these services, we'll use this grant for us to provide services that will build on these students' hopes and their dreams, and hopefully provide them with more opportunities, more support, and hope for the future in our city.
Thank you guys very much.
Thank you, especially to Councilman Green.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Hava. Ms. McMillan and Jermaine Alphonse.
Good morning, members of the council. My name is Laina McMillan. I am the program director for Train Up a Child NOLA. This is Jermaine Alphonse. She is the program director for Life of Dance. I'm from the 7th Ward, New Orleans, and I'm from the 6th Ward. We said that to say, you put people from New Orleans in a room with anybody, and guess what? They're gonna come out on top. Since 2016, we have been boots on the ground, providing funding for students who needed to participate in dance programs. But not only that, Jermaine has been teaching the dance programs. Most of the time we coming out of our own pocket to provide this funding, right? In 2020, since 2020, we have provided 15 scholarships to students from the city of New Orleans. One of our students just graduated in 3 years from ULL. She's going to law school. Another one of our students, she's going to Pace University. She's already interned on Broadway. Another one of our students, she's from New Orleans, the East. She's already interned at Yale Medical School this summer. We are excited about our Youth Success Initiative, and we are thankful to you guys for coming together. Morel, Eddie King, for putting this together, this funding to help organizations like us who always do it on our own. Like Oliver said, we have been doing it ourselves. And Oliver, my daddy, Bula from the racetrack, he said to tell you hello.
That's my partner.
So we want to thank y'all again for just being there to help us get this done. We want to work with y'all further Eugene, thank you for sending the emails. You're consistent. I know what's going on in the community because the emails always coming. Thank y'all so much for just all of y'all help. Jermaine.
I want to send a special shout out to Mr. Thomas. Thank you. We're trying to bring the East back. We're going to do Dance on Emotion. Here I have Mr. Dexter Guidry, who is going to run our sports program out of New Orleans East. So I appreciate each and every one of y'all. We're open to receive more funding to build the East back up, keep those kids out of the street. As being an educator, both of us, myself and Mr. Guidry, we would love to have more after-school programs to run out of all the districts. I am with NORD. I'm appreciative of the summer programs that we provide. This funding will also help build our summer program. So thank you to each and every one of y'all.
And I do want to say another thing. When I walked in this room, normally when we walk in a room like this, we don't see organizations that look like us. But today when we walked in a room, we saw Larry Barabino from NORD, who always give us space when we need space. We saw Rooster Music. We saw Robert Jones. We saw Kevin Griffin. We saw my boy Abe. All of these people, we saw Kim from IGL Foundation. They all help us because they know we like the small people and we need help. We saw all of them in here. Y'all really touched the community today. And I want to just say thank you. I'm kind of mad that the news not here because y'all really held it down for the people. Hey, y'all.
They got shamed in the comments.
Y'all really held it down for the community of New Orleans by doing this. So thank y'all so much again. When I was asked to speak at the Travis Hill School opening, I said this. Frederick Douglass once said, it is better to build strong children than to repair broken men. Thank y'all for helping us to build strong children in New Orleans. Thank y'all.
Well, some people don't like this, but WBOK is local media too. It may be black media, but it's important media. It's a different perspective. Some people use that against us because of WBOK. But black media plays as much an important role in this community as any other media. And tell Bula I said hello, tell him I miss him. He don't check on me no more, all right? Excuse me, anymore, I get night war, so anymore for you proper people. That's the end of my cards, Mr. Morel.
All right, this is our last tranche. We have Jacqueline Case with Raphael Village, followed by Patrick Klein with the New Orleans Military and Maritime Academy.
Good morning. My name is Jacqueline Case. I'm the Executive Director with Raphael Village. I really appreciate all the inspiring talks this morning. This is the holiday spirit, right? This is what really this city can do for one another. And you guys have just made that possible. Councilwoman Harris, thank you so much. The work we do at Raphael Village is to support differently abled people in becoming engaged in life and community. We serve individuals on the autism spectrum and other intellectual differences. And they are all about wanting to have meaningful life, meaning and engagement. And this work really is going to help make that happen. We have a very rich arts program on site, and we partner with other local nonprofits to have ceramics training. We have a weavery on site. They are weaving the most amazing, beautiful items that will be for sale at our winter market this Friday at our town center on Jackson Avenue. And so that's going to be from 9 to 1. We invite everyone out to come and be part of that. We also have Dragonfly Cafe on site, and that is one of our vocational internships where guild members are learning how to work in the restaurant industry. And all of this is so that we can then become a vendor with the Louisiana Rehabilitative Services and offer supported employment for people with disabilities. So we have a big vision, and thank you for helping this come to fruition. I just will share this one thing. This year at Raphael Village, we are continuing to imagine that what the world for individuals with exceptionalities might be. We are inspiring others to get involved, and we are igniting a sense of passion for creating a more inclusive world that our hearts know is possible. Thank you.
Yeah. 1 second before you get started, Mr. Klein. We are about to lose a quorum, so let's see if we can vote on the item, Madam Clerk, before we lose a quorum. We continue with comments after that. You got a seat. There'll be 1 second.
We have
Yeah, Madam Clerk, before you go, excuse me, I have a meeting with mental health experts at some of our universities about mental health and trauma amongst the young people in our community. Part of that group that's coming together. So the only reason why I have to leave is I think that's an important meeting also, especially given the stress and trauma that kids are dealing with in this community. So that's why I have to leave, and I apologize for that. Madam Clerk.
Resolution R 23-547 by Council Members Morel, Moreno, Jeruso, Harris, King, Green, and Thomas. Representing the organization selected to receive grant funds from the New Orleans Recreation and Cultural Fund and the amount awarded to each. Since this is a lengthy thing, all I will read is each council member and the total amount. At large, Division 1, Helena Moreno, $946,380. At large, Division 2, John Paul, J.P. Morel,
$950,000. District A, Joseph I. Jeruso III, $415,000. District B, Leslie D. Harris, $950,000. District C, Freddie King III, $634,000. District D, Eugene J. Green Jr., $861,805. District E, Oliver M. Thomas Jr., $922,150.
There's an amendment, Madam Clerk.
Pardon me?
There's an amendment.
Oh, I'm sorry. And there is an amendment by Councilmember Morrell. On page 1, delete the 8th line that reads Deep Salt today doing business as Verde 10,000 in its entirety. On page 3, the 4th line, delete 946,380 and insert 936,000, delete 946,380 and insert 936,380 in lieu thereof. On page 3, delete the 25th line that reads Deep Salt today doing business as Verde 5,000 in its entirety. On page 5, first line, remove 950,000 and insert 945,000 in lieu thereof. That is the amendment.
I'll move for adoption of the amendment. Second by Councilmember Green. Please vote your machines. We're just waiting for the, already moved. I'll move again. Okay. We hadn't voted. Hasn't go for me yet. All right. My machine's malfunctioning, 5 yeas, no nays. The amendment is adopted. I will further move on the ordinance as adopted.
As amended.
As amended, sorry. All in favor, say aye. 5 yeas, no nays. It is adopted unanimously.
Wait, who's second? You gotta have.
Okay, Councilman Harris seconded. There you go. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, 5 yeas, no nays. It is adopted. Thank you. Mr. Klein, come on up. We're gonna try and get through as many as we can before our next meeting. So if we do not get to your specific group, you will still be added to the record from your cards, just to make everyone aware. So, Mr. Klein, go ahead.
Good morning, council. Just want to say a very succinct but sincere thank you for putting us amongst a great group of individuals and civic organizations. I am retired Marine Colonel Patrick Klein from the New Orleans Military-Maritime Academy, and I'm here with our federal aid and grants advisor, Miss Jennifer Naum. For those that don't know, the New Orleans Military-Maritime Academy is, in fact, an open enrollment public high school. And although it has military in the name, it is not a boot camp. It's not a discipline school. It's not a reform school. It is a great public high school. So your grant today, thank you very much, Councilman King, is going to help the faculty do a little bit more to making sure that the students leave the school with the academic skills, leadership skills, and citizenship skills that they will need to be successful in anything they want to do. That's almost 1,000 students, and they come from, at last count, it was 5 parishes: East Bank, West Bank, South Shore, North Shore. So there's a lot of individuals that are going to benefit from this money. And we're super excited to announce that much of it is going to go to a new pathway that is law enforcement centric, as well as is going to go to some social, emotional learning. So again, Council at Large and Councilman King, thank you very much for your consideration.
Thank you. Next up, we have Rashida Ferdinand with Sankofa. All right. Then Erica Cooperman with Greenlight New Orleans. All right. Lizzie Stewart with New Orleans Artist Incubator. Followed by Rashida Graves with New Orleans Civil Justice Center. Go ahead.
Good morning. I wanted to thank the entire council and specifically
Mr. Eugene Green, for support of our nonprofits contributing to the city. My name is Lizzie Stewart, and I'm the Executive Director and founder of the Knoll Artist Incubator. Our mission is to create a network of makers for a more sustainable New Orleans. With this funding, you're going to help support our educational programming, budding artists, which we work with 2 to 5-year-olds and their caregivers, our community outreach programming that we deliver through our garden, the Galvez Garden in St. Roch, and our efforts to contribute to local culture bearers in our city. With that being said, I have to invite you, our opening exhibition of In Plein Air Perspectives and Observation of Nature is this Saturday at the Audubon in the East, in which we're celebrating 10 local artists that we were able to support creating in plein air paintings at that Audubon, and it'll be on display for a month. We'd love to see you there. Councilmember Green, you said something about sending you emails. I'm going to be sending you a lot of emails because we're celebrating a lot of things in St. Roch in 2024, and I invite all of you to participate as well. That's just one example of ways that this funding is going to help us support our programming. This has been a really lovely morning. We feel so blessed for calling it the Christmas Grant. And I want to congratulate all the amazing organizations here because we know you're all doing wonderful things. So on behalf of the Knoll Artist Incubator, I want to say I really wish you tremendous success and thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. All right, Ms. Graves. After Ms. Graves, we have the Anthony Bean Theater.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Trishonda Graves, and I'm the Executive Director of the New Orleans Family Justice Center. I have with me this morning my executive leadership team, Nanette Saucier, Lisa Landrum, Misty Fry, and we call him Coach Al Jones. I'd like to say thank you to the City Council. A special thank you to you, Councilmember JP Morrell, Councilmember Helena Moreno, and Councilmember Oliver Thomas. The New Orleans Family Justice Center, we offer wraparound services to survivors of domestic violence, sexual assault, stalking, and human trafficking. This program, Pathways for Youth Exposed to Violence, will allow us to service the children who become secondhand victims through the violence that takes place in this home. So this program is geared to breaking the generational cycle of family violence by offering activities that are trauma-informed. Some of the activities that we will be providing on a weekly basis include meditation, kickboxing, martial arts, yoga, dance, and some other activities. So on behalf of the New Orleans Family Justice Center, again, we just want to say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we have Anthony Bean Theater. Any representatives here for the Anthony Bean Theater? All right. Thaddeus Griffin from the Hurd Foundation. All right. We have Liz Dunbacke from Wake. Oh, all right, come on down.
Good morning. Again, my name is Thaddeus Griffin from the Hurd Foundation. We've been in existence since 2017. And the purpose of our organization is to provide financial assistance to individuals in the community who would otherwise not have had the opportunity to attend secondary college and post-secondary college, as well as secondary high school. To date, we have provided over 50 stipends to individuals within the community. We've also provided a Scout 4-year scholarship to an individual. And our goal is to be able to increase that amount each year by continuing to fund the individuals that are already a part of our scholarship recipient pool, as well as new individuals coming in reference to community outreach. We've done a couple of things over the last 5 years. We provided lunches to the first line workers during the pandemic. We've also held a backpack drive. We've got 2 individuals that have currently graduated. One's graduating this year. One graduated a couple of years ago and is now in law school. So we're making a lot of progress, and we're doing this through membership dues and fundraising. With your help, and we'd like to thank Councilman Thomas and Councilman Green for the scholarship that we've received. And we're looking forward to continuing the work that we're doing in the community. And with your help, we can increase these numbers over the years. So again, thanks a lot for your support. And we look forward to working with you guys during this next 2024 fiscal year. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Mbagi. Did I pronounce that correctly?
Danabak, but yeah,
All
no,
right, close, close.
thank you very much. Thrilled to be here. My name is Liz Danabak, and I'm the Executive Director of Wake. And Wake is a nonprofit that provides information and resources to the community for meaningful, affordable, and environmentally sustainable death care. And that word usually gets people to drop their drinks at cocktail parties. But despite what all y'all may think, none of us are getting out of here alive. There's a popular bumper sticker in New Orleans, which is New Orleans, we put the fun in funeral. And there's no doubt that there are some incredible death ways and death care traditions throughout the South, but particularly in this city that are beautiful and worth celebrating, but almost nobody, and I mean almost nobody, realizes how few resources there are to help the community deal with death. And I would say probably the biggest barriers to access for everybody are affordability and grief support. And so we are a tiny, small but mighty organization, and we're relatively new. We're about 3 years old. This is the second largest funding our organization has ever received. It's critical resources, and we will put this to work helping families. We do direct support to families who are struggling with death care, primarily the being able to access it and the affordability of it. So thank you so much, particularly to Councilmember Morrell and also to Councilmember King for funding us and making this possible for the community. Thank you.
Before you sit down, I want to say that honestly, when I read your application, I was genuinely moved.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, it's not something anyone's comfortable talking about, but like you said, everyone experiences it, and your application was it was very moving.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Next up, Evan Hammond from the Marini Opera House Foundation. All right. Donald Harrison from Louis Armstrong Summer Jazz Camp. All right. Dr. Ji Yon Ko, is that correct? Hopefully I didn't do that. Was that correct? All right, Ji Yon.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me. And okay, I have to match your energy. So thank you, Councilmember Eugene Green. This means a lot to us. I'm Dr. Jiyoung Ko, Executive Director of Making Music NOLA and Music Professor at Xavier University of Louisiana. Making Music NOLA is providing free music education to free and reduced lunch program students. This means so much. Currently, we are serving 300 students in and after school programs, only by 4 teachers, which means this will help us, enabling us to help more students who need musical education. And also, we are getting nationwide and also worldwide recognition. We work with Carnegie Hall and El Sistema, which is governmental music education system in South America. So having this local strong support means a lot. Another thing, one of our donors tested me. You go get money and I will match, and I matched. Thank you so much. And also we are gonna hire college students, for example, from Xavier to mentor our students and make music NOLA, which means they're gonna get really direct mentorship from younger artists. And it will also be a tool to invest in young future artists. I believe every child deserves the pure joy of making music NOLA. And I want to share just briefly my personal story. I'm a cellist. When I was little, growing up in different culture, my mom had to sell her wedding ring to afford music lessons. So I'm so happy that we are helping each other here. We'll make someone who is talented and passionate about music and music education, they will get their education. And I will make sure nobody will sell the wedding ring. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Leticia Casildo from Familias Unidas de Acción. Okay. Mac Terrence from Cultivating Youth. You left, all right. Reginald Vicks from Crescent Care. All right. Janet Andrews, New Orleans Dance Collective. All right. And after Andrews, we have Albertine Phillips from We the People Economic Development Corporation.
Thank you this morning for acknowledging New Orleans Dance Collective. We have been doing this a long time. I've been dancing in New Orleans for 70 years. I've been teaching dance in New Orleans for 67 years. So we've been around a long time. I have financed this program through my own means. And we are grateful, very grateful to receive this money because money doesn't come to New Orleans for dance. And my program is a successful program. We won 4 awards for my program. In May, upcoming commencement at Dillard University, I will be inducted into the Hall of Fame for my service, my commitment to the community. New Orleans Dance Collective we've been put out many times before. There's no dance floors in the city. People don't want to come to New Orleans to dance because we had not had any dance floors. Well, in 2020, I bought a building and New Orleans Dance Collective has a home and we don't have to move anymore. So thank you again. Praise to all of you all and be blessed. And Mr. Morrell, Miss Olga would be very proud.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. That's my grandmother. Janet Andrews. Oh, that's already just did you. I'm sorry. Albertine Phillips. Okay. Step Foundation Incorporated. Come on up. Miss Gray.
Yeah.
Miss Lay. Okay.
Well, truly, Miss Shelton. But good morning. Well, should I say good afternoon? I want to first say thank you to the council for this opportunity. Step Foundation is a nonprofit organization that helps the youth find employment and also housing opportunities in the community. I want to thank Mr. Thomas for awarding us at this time, but I know that there's an opportunity for you guys to reach out to us again with the next batch. I know that I'm not the best at putting it into words, the hard work that we do in the community. I don't know how, and I'm honest. But I know that I go hard for the kids. Y'all, the funding that we received this term is going to help us continue to employ more of the youth. We have 30 students right now that are employed, that are working. Every dollar that we get, we match their money that they make from other vendors to help them become either an entrepreneur or for them to go off to college. So we thank you for this opportunity. And all of the hard work that we put into the community, I'm glad that it's being acknowledged through not just you all, but the people that's behind us and the parents. So I'm truly grateful and I just want to say thank you.
Thank you. Bliss Wallace. I think she's probably, I don't see her around. Oh, there she is. Never seen Bliss line to cut like that. She's very quiet today.
I went outside. I was trying to be respectful. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Today is a great day. We're very excited to see all these people that we've been seeing for the last couple of years doing all this work, being recognized, and also the funding going towards their programs. So I want to say thank you, neighbors, because a lot of times I think we forget that y'all are actually our neighbors and that you care very much about what goes on in the city. But I want to say thank you to everybody also for the work that y'all been putting in. New Orleans for Lincoln Beach, and this is Abe McNeil. New Orleans for Lincoln Beach, y'all know we did the community visioning sessions last year. And I'm very surprised at how quickly everything escalated and moved forward. But we found that although we reached out, we didn't get enough youth involvement and youth voices. So this time, we're going to just straight up target the youth and see what they want. I know Sasaki is going to be doing their community sessions, but we're also going to just dig deeper. We're gonna dig deeper, see what people want. A lot of times these meetings aren't long enough to actually get the real info. So this time we're gonna see what the youth wants and let's get it. Let's make this beach for everybody, especially our youth. They really need this. So y'all already know. Thank you. You wanna say something?
Mr. Robert Jones. Oh, sorry. Mr. Robert Jones with Freedom Foundations. So we're not trying to play anybody off, but we just gotta start our other meetings overtime right now. Come on, Robert. Erica Sproul. After Mr. Jones, we have Erica Sproul and then Sean Barrett.
First of all, I wish I was here. I do want to thank you all because man, as I look down this page and see all these organizations that have been actually doing the work, and I see them in the field. I see all these folks in the field doing the work. This is awesome. And y'all deserve not only a thanks, but a praise, right? Because I see this as a partnership. Because this was exactly what we needed. This is exactly what a lot of these grassroots organizations need. And this is how you solve problems in the city. So I want to give you all a round of applause for real. As you know, my name is Robert Jones. I'm the Executive Director of Freedom Foundation, and it's spelled Freedom. And I came up with the name of that organization when I was incarcerated, right? Because when I was incarcerated, I was looking on the outside and I seen that they didn't really have organizations that were addressing a lot of issues that I've seen that was coming through a lot of the young guys that was coming in the institution. They had a foundation, they had principles, they had a lot of morals, right? So when I got out of prison, when I was exonerated in 2017, me and two other formerly incarcerated guys, we started Freedom Foundation. It started in the barbershop, right? It started in the barbershop. We started mentoring a lot of these kids that was coming to get their haircuts. So when I told my guy, I said, man, look, we got to register and start us a nonprofit organization. And we did that. And our organization, Freedom Foundation, is an organization that helped our youth make a successful transition from childhood to adulthood, right? And right now, we actually have a mentor house in Rudy School. A mentor is permanently housed in Rudy School as a partnership with our mentor program. And that is, I mean, I think that's a big step, right? That's a big step because now that not only that a lot of little youths in the school have their teachers to rely on, they actually have a mentor. They have a mentor to kind of like give them the proper guidance. But we provide, we pay for a lot of our youth and help with their school budgets, with their Christmas gifts. We help them get the gifts that they really want because we all grew up in poverty and we understand the issues that we really suffer. So we provide them not only with guidance, but we help them. We take them outside the city of New Orleans so they can see things, so they can broaden their perspective. And we also encourage them to not only to remain in school, but if they don't want to attend college, to try to go get a technical skill. Because technical skills is what carry our families through the 70s and the 80s. Technical skills carry them through. Brick masons, plumbers, electricians, and things of that nature. So we encourage them that. And also we encourage them to further their education in technology. So I just want to say, man, you know, thank you all, Council, thank you, King, Councilman King, thank you, JP Morrell, and thank all of you, because I work with all of you all anyway. So I just like to, you know, man, it's really touched my heart. I mean, from being incarcerated and understanding the issues and coming to society and put my feet on the ground and seeing a lot of these grassroots organizations really to be not only recognized, but for the partnership, right? Cause I don't expect this to be no one-time thing. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. Erica Sproul with The Roots of Music. And after them, we have Sean Verrett with Bino. And finally, we have Lon Lee and Pai Bui with Viet.
Good morning.
Morning.
I am Erica. I'm our development director at The Roots of Music. This is our founder and executive director, Derek Tabb. And of course, we are so very appreciative of these funds. Our group of kids that most people know about are the Marching Crusaders. They're aged 9 to 14. But we've fortunately been able to expand our programming on the front end to include what we call the Sprouts of Music, and they're 5 to 8. They're performing tomorrow with their kids at, where is it? The Ritz-Carlton, tomorrow at noon. And then on the other end, we have our kids that are 15 to 18, and they are our Roots Studio Academy. They are all, every component of the Roots of Music is booked and busy, as they say. Our kids get a lot of time to be in the community and be interactive, and we could not be prouder of them. And we've been able to expand our programming most recently to include a full-time social worker on our staff. And that enables us to perform some wraparound services for not only our kids, but the families that we send them back home to. It's important to us to be able to include that component. We only have them for a short period of time, and we do a lot in that time frame. From busing them from school to us and then home, we feed them, we give them snacks, they get music instruction. So that's a lot. Not only is that a lot, that is a long day for our children. They start school at God knows what hour and they don't leave us until 7 p.m. Did you want to add anything to that, team?
I definitely want to thank y'all again because this has been a long time coming. And I thank y'all for recognizing all of these organizations. We all are out here putting in the work on the ground, and for y'all to come out and say, hey, we recognize what y'all do. We all really appreciate it. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sean Verrett. And after Ms. Verrett, we have, like I said, Lon Lee and Pai Bui with Viet.
Good afternoon. It is a pleasure to be here and to see you guys as always, whatever capacity I'm afforded to be here. I am Sean Verrett. I work with District 2 CEC, Community Enhancement Corporation. And underneath that umbrella, I direct the Fashion Institute of New Orleans, FINO as it is affectionately known. And I just want to say thank you to you all. We teach the business of fashion to our young people. And we have been quiet as kept doing this for about 15 years. I've been doing it and directing the program. And the program has been in existence now since 2004. We have been doing it. And we've been doing some great things with our young people. And often you just don't hear about everything that they have been doing. You hear about all the negative things that our kids are doing, not the great things. And some of you in the room may have been afforded to see, maybe see our fashion shows online or see what the kids are doing. A lot of young people in our program, kind of by word of mouth hear about what we've been doing, but our kids learn on Saturdays. They're with us from about either 9 to 12, kind of is what the span of our program runs, or either 10 to 1. They are taught anything from modeling, graphic design, modeling, makeup and skincare, and apparel construction design. And they are doing some phenomenal things. So we want to keep those things going. Your support, especially I want to thank Mr. Green and as well as Mr. Thomas. Especially want to thank you guys. We appreciate it. Your support is allowing our endeavors to keep going. So we have a show every June. We're sending out invites. We will be inviting, and we would like all of you all to come out and just see what your young people in the community are doing. Thank you again. We appreciate you guys.
Thank you. Last up, we have our last but not least, our Viet representatives.
Thank you so much for waiting for us to finish up. My name is Lang Lee. I am the Executive Director of Viet, which is a nonprofit. We've providing services to the community since 2001, connecting families to resources. But especially for today, I have the community members and Tap Bui, which is a commission of our project that we're going to be providing for the next 2 years.
Hi, thank you, council members, for allowing us this time. My name is Tab Bui, and I'm the co-executive director of Song Community Development Corporation, but here representing as a commission member for the Planning Commission for the 50th Fall of Saigon. So April 30th, 1975 will mark 50 years since the Fall of Saigon and the start of the Vietnamese diaspora. So we want to showcase and highlight not only the narratives and the stories and the journey of Vietnamese Americans in Louisiana, but also to highlight the impacts our communities have made. So starting from now with a kickoff event in February, we will be hosting a series of events leading up to April 30th, 1975. Hopefully it will be 50 events total that will also include film screenings by local filmmakers, food festivals, and intergenerational storytelling with outcomes of like healing the trauma that families have been exposed to. So thank you to council members for Morale and Oliver Thomas for your support, and we'll certainly be back next year for additional funding. So please be on the lookout.
Thank you. Thank y'all for being here today. With that, that concludes our agenda. I will move to adjourn. Second by Councilman Green. All in favor, say aye. Aye. We are adjourned. Thank y'all for your attendance today. The next meeting will start in 5 minutes. Wow, who is that? All right, ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. We'll get started with the agenda for the governmental affairs meeting.